So we are still with Mr. Kudefu Francis, and now we want to have a conversation about okra farming. How long have you been doing okra?
Close to 2 years now.
Wow, I see. So this current production, the just ended production that you did, how large was it? How many acres or hectares?
2.5 acres, that's a hectare.
That's a hectare. A hectare. Okay. So let's look at something. Um, with Okay, let me start from the seed. Where do you get the seed from?
This is from my previous stock.
Your previous stock. So for okra, you can get your seed from your previous
You can
stock.
also use a hybrid as well.
Okay.
But you can use a local one and treat it.
Local one and treat.
You can make your own seed and treat it well.
Okay.
if you need to.
Now, about the seed again. How many days does this one take to start yielding?
The current variety I'm having is about 3 months. Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking because I have heard that there is now a 45 days okra.
So I
45.
have that seed as well.
You have that seed.
That's what I'll be planting, and the land I've prepared, that's what I'll be using.
Okay, 45 days.
Sure.
Then you can start harvesting.
It's true.
And it will come out good.
I've tried it and it works. Though I didn't try it on a large scale.
Okay.
Just to experiment it and see how it performs like. Really good.
Okay.
And I have a seed I'll be replanting very soon.
Which can take just 45 days to start your yield. Okay, I see. That is impressive. So now let's look at something. What kind of land is good for okra?
Lemon soil is also good for it. It doesn't need too much water.
Okay.
It just needs an amount of moisture
Okay.
to enable it grow.
Okay.
So when you have a loose soil like that, it's not okay. Especially in the dry seasons like this, very wet area, it's still good for it.
Okay. I see. So for an acre of okra, let's go a little bit into the expenses. Considering that you take your seed from your stock, it means that that aspect seed is covered.
No, it's not covered. Farming is a business on its own.
Okay.
So whatever you are investing to, it needs to be cost.
Okay.
And then factor into the production as well.
Okay.
So from my own stock, a seed, let's say a kilo, it's about 25 cedis.
25 cedis per kilo.
Sure.
Okay.
And an acre is taking about 6.
An acre is taking about 6 kilos of okra. I see. How many do I plant into a hole?
Basically, traditional method of doing is three into a hole, but normally, because we don't use selectors in planting those ones, so it drops more than 3.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to do some of them so that you get a 3 or you maintain a 4 as well. It depends.
Okay. So what is the spacing interval that you use here?
Let's say more than 2 feet.
Like 2.5 feet.
2.5 feet, 3
Okay.
feet. 2.5 feet, 3 feet.
3 feet will be fine. Sure. Okay. So when I plant my okra, by what time do I apply insecticide?
Basically, insect visit the farm as when they want to.
Okay.
And more often, we are trying to change from this chemical fertilizer to organic ones. So what I do basically is this: when anytime I'm about to apply the organic fertilizer, I add the insecticides to it. So you can mix it with the organic fertilizer
before you apply
once.
Okay. I see. So let's look at it. How much do you spend on fertilizer and then the insecticide?
Fertilizer per hectare. If you're using the organic one, which is a liquid one, maybe 1 liter is more than enough for it. But if you're using a solid fertilizer, maybe 50 kilo plus will be. And I prefer to use organic one because it's less harmful as human because we are almost everything of ours now is chemical.
Okay.
So if you're using the organic ones, it's more helpful.
Okay. When you say organic, do you mean animal droppings or?
No, FOA came up with some of the organic
Okay.
fertilizers.
That you could use.
So, sure.
I see. I see. Okay. So when I plant, and then I think we've covered the weed. Yes. What about weedicide? I mean weed control.
Weed control, I have my own method of controlling the weed.
How do you
Some
do that?
complain, some I use any weed killer, any of them at all.
Any
Any,
selective or any?
any at
Uh-huh.
all, but I have a way of applying it.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us.
Let's take, for instance, maybe guava.
Mhm,
Normally, if you want to control a normal weed without a plant,
mhm.
you use 250, 200 to 250 grams.
Okay.
But when it comes to weeding within the okra and all those stuffs,
Mhm.
I reduce to 60 or 40,
To 60.
60 or 50,
Okay.
50 or 60.
Meanwhile, it is like it is not even selective. It's total,
It's total.
non-selective.
Yes. If it fall on the plant, it will kill it.
Uh-huh.
So you just have to
Lower.
lower the nozzle.
Okay.
So that you don't allow the grass to go when overcome the plant before.
You spray.
Yes. When the shoots are coming, then
Uh-huh.
just spray it under it.
Wow.
Then you're ready to go.
Mm.
But if you use Gamazon
Mhm.
on it,
Mm.
it have effect on the plants.
Okay.
Sometimes you see a round mark around it,
Mhm.
and by the time the okra started fruiting, it will be falling.
Mhm.
You know, it will chop the stem, and it
Okay.
will start falling. But
Okay.
the other weedy sides are quite okay to go with.
You can just reduce the
Reduce
dose
the dosage
and
and
so.
apply it carefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. They serious. So have you come across any selective weedicide for okra yet?
I came across one,
Mhm.
but honestly, it
Mhm.
did not work effectively for me.
Okay.
I know I have a Chinese friend who are also into vegetable farming
Mm.
around one of the areas around here,
Okay.
and I just found a tin of or a liter of selective from there. Excuse me.
Mm.
I've applied it, but the number of days it took
Mm.
for the weed to be controlled, uh, it's not encouraging.
I see. Okay. So now let's come to we are trying to do the costing too as well.
Sure.
Let's look at how much we can spend putting up an acre of okra farm, and then maybe we can also look at the yield. So I think so we can start from clearing of the land.
Sure.
Yeah. So clearing, how much do we?
Issue of the okra is not far different from that of the maize.
Okay.
In the sense that an acre clearing costs maybe 450,
Mhm.
500, and in the case of okra,
Mhm.
you cannot use a multi-planter or selected
Okay.
planter to plant because of the seed, the nature of the seed.
Mhm.
So you have to depend on labor, hard labor, and they do and they can. Let's say the clearing and planting is about almost 700,
700.
about.
Okay.
Then you also need the insecticide and then others to go with because
Mhm.
okra is such a way that especially when they after fruiting,
Mhm.
if you don't control the insects,
Mhm.
they eat into the okra.
Okay.
So it would spoil the yield,
Okay.
and then it will not look more attractive. It will not make it more attractive to the customers to
Okay.
depend on.
So for the weedy side, are we looking at 1 liter or 2 liters, and how much?
Normally, I buy my weedicide a carton.
Mhm.
The carton price is much cheaper than the liter prices in the
Okay.
market.
That is for the insecticide.
Whatever I'm buying,
Okay. Whether
if it's
insecticide.
weedicide or insecticide, I
Okay.
buy in cartons because I
Okay.
know I'll be needing them.
Okay.
So, but a hectare insecticide, maybe you can use it's a liter.
Mhm.
You can use maybe half a liter for it
Okay.
for the period of its production. It
Okay.
depends. It depends. Some of them have a very high resistance rate,
Okay.
depending on the kind of insect you are encountering.
Okay.
From there.
So basically, we can allocate some 100 cedis to the
Okay, more
insecticide.
than this time, I think because we import everything,
Okay.
dollar business changes or increase, doesn't have an effect on the prices in the market.
Okay.
I quite remember there was a time we were buying a really side at the cost of 120,
Wow.
English,
120.
yeah.
Okay.
And now it's around 60, 50,
60,
depending on
50.
where you're
Okay.
getting it from.
Okay.
So they're being controlled by the world market.
Okay. So if we allocate 200 cities, I think it would be fair
For
for
herbicide, for
for
insecticide.
insecticide.
Yeah, insecticide 200 cities. It may not be fair because even there's one insecticide called leopard.
Leopard.
That's
Okay.
looks about 120, 130 in the market.
120, one
Sure.
thirty. Okay. I see.
120, 130.
Okay.
So let's say 400 cities would be okay for
400 cities.
insecticide. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe really side, maybe 100 cities or 200 cities also
100
okay.
cities or 200
Yeah.
cities.
Plus your other costs.
Okay. So about the let's come to harvesting.
Mm.
Yes. When it starts fruiting, some farmers reach out to me and they will be like, my okra started fruiting. All of a sudden, the yield dropped. What do you do?
One, it depends on the climate conditions.
Mm,
If the water level in the soil is okay,
okay.
it will enable you to fruit more. But aside even that, we have the TOs in the system who comes to our aid for advice here
Mm,
and there. And sometimes when they start fruiting, you need to spray with more harvest.
okay. More harvest.
More harvest.
It's like a fertilizer.
It's like a fertilizer, a
Uh,
liquid, solid this kind of
okay.
fertilizer you spray with. It will enable you to fruit
Fruit
more,
more. More harvest.
more fruits,
Okay.
more
Please, take note. Those of you have been asking me.
more harvest is
uh,
all okay for it. And some of the organic fertilizers are also extremely okay.
you can use
The
it.
organic fertilizers are such a way that if you apply them evenly, you
Mm,
get a good
good
results.
result.
Sure.
Okay. So some farmers to say that they have, you see, before the okra fruit comes up, it will have to be like a flower shoot up. Then it will be pollinated. So some say that just before the flower will turn into a fruit, it falls off.
Yeah, that is why you need to use a leopard.
Okay.
When it started happening like that,
Okay.
leopard is more recommended for those let's say soil problems
Okay.
because they pick their feed from the soil,
Okay.
and those things are coming from the soil. Whatever they pick from the soil has
It's
effect
what
on the plants.
manifests.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now
I had it before, and then I was recommended leopard, and when I tried it,
it's
it
wet.
went. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's come to harvesting.
But not only leopard,
Uh,
leopard and a sticker. There's another one called sticker. You mix it,
sticker.
yes,
You mix the
the
two.
two together.
Wow. Then
There's a
you.
dose that you have to use to
Yeah.
control those things. Even in tomato, you can still use it.
Okay.
Apply it on both of the methods.
Okay. So now let's come to the harvesting.
Mm.
Uh, so basically, roughly, we can say that it is costing us almost like um, without costing irrigation,
Yeah,
just an open field farm,
sure.
it will be costing us between 4,000
There you go.
to 5,000, or
No, no,
it shouldn't be up to.
shouldn't be up to.
Okay.
Per acre, you should be looking at 1,005.
Okay. Yes,
Maximum 1,000, 1,005.
I think what we calculated. So yes,
Maximum 1,000 to 1,005.
yes.
Yeah.
So yes, maximum 1,000 to 1,005.
Sure.
So let's say that the land to you are leasing. So
Uh,
we can add land
Land lease in our area here is about 100 cities per acre,
per acre
per annum. Or
for a
some,
year.
sure,
Yes.
some will tell you 150 per annum. So it depends. It
Ah,
depends on who you
no,
are.
which of the per annum?
The two seasons equate to 150
Yes.
or
So
to or 100 cities. From 100 cities to two.
I
It
I
depends.
I know people will start bombarding you with calls that they want
No,
to land.
I don't lease land.
That is why.
Mine is investment, partnership. So
Okay.
though there's the land available,
Yeah, so it's
but
around that figure.
I'm not leasing land.
Okay, okay.
I'm only saying around. I'm not
Around.
saying I'm leasing land.
Okay,
No.
please, yes, clarify.
Yes.
Don't come and call it. Okay, so so if we add, so let's make the land, let's say 200 cities.
Okay, 200
So
cities.
we are around 1,000,
5,007.
1,007.
Sure.
Yes, 1,007. Then maybe we can add a miscellaneous of 300 cities
Sure. So
to
looking at
get us
2,000.
2,000.
Sure.
Then we should have our okra farm
Sure.
set up and running.
An acre.
So yes, an acre. So now let's look at the harvest, the yield.
Basically, you need human labor
Okay.
to do the harvest, and one of the things is like during the harvesting era too, you need to get some gloves and other things for those who will be doing the harvest because like it can harm their fingers and stuff like that. So not,
Seriously?
yeah,
Eh,
they have some small. Just,
like yeah,
it's
I
like
see.
how do you put them?
Um,
So at the end of the day, you see their fingernails losing blood here and there. If you
like this one.
yes, see the
Uh-huh.
small thing on it.
Uh,
This variety is friendly, but
uh-huh.
there's another variety that's not friendly.
Okay.
This one you can have it with your bare hand. You're
Mm-hmm.
okay, ready to go. But
Okay.
the other one, if you
You
try
need.
it, you go to the hospital.
Wow.
So you need to protect your fingernails
So you have
before
to get them gloves
gloves to use, sure.
and then
And
mm,
those knives and other things.
knives.
Yeah. And maybe 1 acre
Mm-hmm.
for, depending on the time of the year,
Mm-hmm.
4 people is ready to go
Okay. They can
to harvest in a day.
harvest
Normally 3 days, 3 days interval.
every 3 days.
Sure.
You harvest
Sure.
every 3 days. So when it starts fruiting, every 3 days you harvest.
Sure.
For how long?
Some of the varieties travels 1.5 months,
Okay.
others travel 1 month.
Okay.
Like this one, the one behind us here,
Okay.
that one has a major season of 1 month.
1 month.
Yes, if you start with it, the first week you have, let's say, a little bit of it. But the third week,
Mm-hmm.
it will give you
Maximum.
multiple
Okay.
harvests. And from there, to start reducing.
Okay. So
Reducing.
it goes. The curve
Climb,
is like it goes up,
and
then
climb,
climbs down.
yeah.
So if my okra starts and I'm getting one basket, then later on I'm getting 5, 10, then it's reduced to, let's say,
maybe
5 down.
maybe the first day you can even have a half basket, but
Mm-hmm.
on the second day you have like three.
Mm-hmm.
And on the fourth, fifth harvest you have like 10, 15, 20.
Mm-hmm.
On the sixth thereabout you can have 30.
30
Then from there it will start reducing.
is reducing.
Yeah. It will reduce like that to half again.
Then ah, I see.
But it
Okay.
depends. Other varieties can go 1.5 months. Some can even go 2 months.
Oh, okay. So um during the harvesting, are there things that I have to do in order to maintain the okra's yield
No, whatever you have to do before
before that time?
before that time. And then during the harvest time, the only thing you have to do is to use insecticide
Okay.
maybe every 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Because if you don't do it, the insect will feed on
Or feed on the okra.
the young okra.
Okay. So let's see something. With an per your experience with an acre, how many basket of okra can we be looking at the end of production?
At the end of production, you can. I've not quantified in that way, but
Okay.
at least if all said and done in years well,
Mm.
you should be looking like the 3 times your investment, 3 times, 4 times your investment.
So I invested 2,000. So 3 times would be
6,000.
6,000 plus. Wow. I think it's a correct calculation. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I
You
see.
can. I have a record on those things on daily basis, but
Uh-huh.
if asking me off head now, it's a
Yes,
problem. I
you
have to
do.
go back to my
Yeah.
record book.
No problem. I asked,
Normally, I keep record on daily things that I
now
do.
this is my demonstration fact. This is my farm studio, so I'll be coming here.
No
So
problem.
let's look at something. How do you manage your farm to get the best of price?
I have this principle: you don't go when they are going.
Mhm.
It's a very simple principle to me.
Uh,
So when they are sowing okra, I don't sow.
okay.
When they have finished sowing and
Mhm.
they started harvesting, then I
Mhm.
started sowing.
Okay.
So I don't fall within the multitude.
Okay.
I fall within the selected ones.
Yeah, so that by that time the demand is low
Sure,
and you get a high price.
sure.
I see.
Just looking at it, this is the time I want to start planting
Yes,
again.
yes. As
Prepare
this
the
time.
ground for sure.
Mm,
So from now going, previously a basket of okra is going about 50 Ghana, 60 Ghana.
okay.
Now it's about 120
As at this
as
time.
at this time. So imagine January, it will
Mhm,
be around 200.
mhm.
So if you start doing your calculations right from now
Yes.
towards that time, then you're ready to go.
Yeah, you eat well. I see. So
But it's
that
also kind of its own challenges.
okay.
If you're not on a water body and you don't have any water source to, or if it's not a wet area,
Mhm.
you can't. So you should be looking at two things.
Yeah, you should
Either
have
you have
water
the access
available
water available, or it's a wet land that can
before you.
hold water for a period of time. Sure.
Okay. So you should be able to, and then put it on airplane, slide it in. You put it on airplane. I did, yeah. Okay. Is the video still recording?
Mm.
We can continue. I'll cut it. Okay. So you should make sure that you have water
Sure.
before you do such kind of
Water is one of the
production.
key elements that you have to consider when it comes to vegetables.
Okay.
This one, because I couldn't get the access to water on time, it didn't yield the way I wanted.
You wanted it.
But yes, told
You
we
got
break
something.
even.
Okay. I see. So, like I said, I'm afraid to take people's money for okra, but you are much experienced with it. So if someone uh, want to partner with you to set up an okra farm on a much bigger commercial scale, are there anything that you would want to put across for such people to know, even before they call you? I don't want anybody to call you at the end of the day, the person is not serious. So if you have some terms that you want such people to know before even reaching out.
Well, uh, farming is one thing that you need to understand that it dwells on land.
Okay.
And to have a very successful farm, there should be availability of land to you. So I can assure the people out there who are interested in farming, especially vegetables, that there's land available. And terms and conditions will be discussed on a private base, but there's land available for any commercial vegetable farm or any other source of type of farming that we want to, not cash crops.
Okay.
Sure.
But
But vegetables and cereals can be carried out.
yeah. Okay. So let me, something that I'm almost forgetting. Your market. How do you get market?
Market's a bit of challenge to us or to me as a young farmer, in a sense that the middlemen or the middle women cannot be trusted for anything. They want to make the best out of you. You've forgotten that you bought herbicide, you have labor, you have cost to cover. They want to make twice what they'll be giving you.
Okay.
So most often, I deal with the market women in Accra,
Okay.
just harvest, packages, selling by transport. But also, there's a risk also involved. Sometimes your money goes, the goods goes, the money doesn't return. Sure. So if you depend on the local market too, you won't get the price you are looking for. That is the whole market and the private market and all those things. That's why everybody's end up dropping their goods. So marketing is a little bit of challenge, though we are trying to overcome it in a way by going back to Accra again and make sure that we established customer market links with most of the women out there.
Okay.
And also transport. So also we are working on things hardly to see if we'll get some vehicles available that will transport them to and fro here and there.
All right. I see. So I think I've been able to ask majority of your questions about okra farming. If you have any other, you can leave it in the comment section. I will come back, sit with Mr. Francis, and get an answer for you. Please, like I said, only call him if you are serious about partnership. Do not call him and be worrying him. So that next time when I ask him that we sit and do an interview, he'll be running away. I don't want it. So only call him when you mean business. Yes. Is there any other thing you would want to say?
I only want to tell them that anyone who is interested should WhatsApp instead of the calling.
Okay.
Because most often you may miss the call,
Yes.
but the message will leave
You can
and you read and get back to them.
Okay.
We can do it. See, one thing I've learned from the Chinese is that most of them we see here are people collectively.
Okay.
You know, they are not individuals. They work together. One person goes to the market to sell.
Okay.
One person is in the farm to supervise the work. One person is doing another thing elsewhere.
Yes.
But in Africa, we think about individualistic too much.
I want to do it alone.
I want to do it alone. But one person's strength cannot get there. So come on board. Let's try it. Let's have a test and conditions spelled out.
Yeah.
Decide to it. And we all work together. So,
Thank you. Remember to subscribe. We'll see you again.